Down the street from the old cemetery is a building you wouldn't expect to see in your neighborhood, Gimghoul Castle. This one's been a source of rumor and local legend for decades. It's owned and used by a secret society, the Order of the Gimghoul. That much is true. The order began in 1889 and is supposedly inspired by the Knights of King Arthur, but not much is known about this group, other than that they are invitation only and have included noteworthy UNC alumni. The most popular story, however, concerns 18-year-old Peter Dromgoole, who was buried in 1833. Peter was in love with a local girl named Miss Fanny, but he wasn't the only one. The two young men are said to have settled the matter with a pistol duel, which poor Peter lost. According to the story, he died upon a rock that has been stained with his blood ever since. Peter Dromgoole was a real person. However, the truth may not be as interesting as the tale. He apparently failed his entrance exams in 1833 and moved to Europe, never to be seen in Chapel Hill again. The duel of this story may be a reference to his uncle, who was in a pistol duel in 1837. He won. Now, I don't believe in ghosts, and part of me doesn't even want to tell you this next part. That blood-stained rock I mentioned in the Peter Dromgoole legend, I'm not sure where it's supposed to be, but there is a rock out in front of the castle that is surrounded by bushes. You can't see it very well from the driveway, and please follow the no trespassing signs. Anyway, I tried flying the drone over it to get a quick look, and I'm not kidding. All of a sudden, it just freaked out and started to take off vertically, right up toward the overhead tree branches. Now, drone pilots, I know what return to home is, and I swear this wasn't that. I don't even use RTH. I'm not sure why, but even after I took back over the flight controls, this thing kept wanting to take off vertically. I finally managed to fly it back over to the driveway and grab it, but even then it kept twisting and did not want to turn off, even when I covered the vents. Luckily, it eventually cooperated. I'm not even trying to say anything about why this happened. I'm just telling you, it happened. Now, back to the story. Gimghoul Castle, originally known as Gimghoul Castle, wasn't built until the 1920s. It cost $50,000 at the time and contains some 1,300 tons of hand-cut stone from France. Today, you can take a peek at the castle and even walk out to an overlook with a beautiful view of Chapel Hill. Not too far into campus is Person Hall, where you can see a little bit of extra history. We'll call this a bonus. Two authentic gargoyles from London's famous clock tower, Big Ben. In 1933, a Mrs. Catherine Arrington saw the gargoyles being removed from the tower because of deterioration, and she asked if she could purchase them. She had them shipped to UNC as a gift. The stonework of Gimghoul Castle looks a lot like the stonework of Forest Theatre, right around the corner and down the street from Gimghoul. Forest Theatre is part of the adjacent battle park, named for one of UNC's presidents, not because there was a battle there. Live theater was first performed in the space on the hill in 1916 to commemorate 300 years since William Shakespeare's death. Frederick Koch founded Carolina Playmakers in 1918, and the modern-day Playmakers Repertory Theater now stands across the street. Koch envisioned the site as an amphitheater, and with funding from the Works Progress Administration, Forest Theatre was built in 1940. Kind of amazing to think that back in the 1930s, building an outdoor theater was considered productive for dealing with the Great Depression. These days, the amphitheater doesn't get used for shows that often, but there is one huge exception. Paperhand Puppet Intervention, a puppetry and arts collective out of Saxpahaw, presents their annual shows at Forest Theatre every August. And if you have never seen one of these productions, you really should. If you have small children, it's a must. And hey, did you like this video? Think you'd want to see more like it? Hit that notification bell down there and maybe consider subscribing. I try to put these out every week,